guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm back with a recap, and I'd like to apologize for the noises, the AC going. But anyways, so I was watching this show. It's kind of like a series on Amazon Prime, and it's called The One That Got Away. When I tell you that show was so good, let me get into it. So it starts off with the host is Betty Who, and it's six people coming to find love. So we have Vince. He's a 30-year-old lawyer. We have Casey. She's a Twitch streamer. We have Alyssa, who's a model. We have Ashley, who's a CAT scan technologist. We have Jeff, who's a travel blogger. And we have Nigel, who works in real estate. Yes, that's 6. Vince, Alyssa. Yeah. So, they have this portal basically that brings in people from their past that they think that they've missed a missed opportunity to get a chance to know and date and see where life takes them. So they all have 4 people that came to help show them if they're the one that they're actually looking for love, because everybody wants to find that one person that they can't live without and that they think about from the time they wake up to the time they go to sleep. So each week there's a person that comes into their life. So we're gonna start off with Vince. His first girl was Manoush, a girl he met in college. She's beautiful, and it's just wow. But then in comes Eureka. Is a girl he went to high school with. They both went to prom and everything. They hang around the same group of people, and it's just wow. So he got a chance to go on a date with each one of them. Each date was special. And at the end, you rather after the week is up, you get a chance to either put them back in the portal and somebody else comes through. So during that time, he sent Manoush back because he realized there's something that was off about it. So Eureka, she stayed. Mind you, she's the one from high school. Okay, she stayed. Next in comes the girl Isabel. He met her recently, during his adult life, whatever. So he goes on a date with her. They have a magical time as well. And he also ends up going on another date with Eureka. So Eureka already has 2 dates in. Their date was good. They had a hot air balloon for the second date, which is beautiful. It was magical. Isabel and him, their date, they went on I think a candlelit dinner, whatever. They had a good time or whatever. But during that week, he realized it's still something missing. So he decides to send Isabel back to the portal, and the portal opens up again. And then comes his last girl, Andrea. She was his work friend, because he's a lawyer, for his work buddy. So he didn't realize that she had a crush on him or whatever. But they did have some flirtations in the eyes. And it was okay, well, so she came to see if they can, kind of get past that and see if they got a little thing going on. So, long story short, it didn't work out between him and Andrea, so he sent her back to the portal. And it was Eureka. So, in the end, Vince chose Eureka. She got a chance to meet his dog, which is beautiful. But I was also thinking, like, where is his family? He was the only person that didn't have no family show up except for his dog. So, long story short, Vince and Eureka, they're together. They got engaged. He proposed to her, asked her, will she marry him? And of course, she was shy, but she said yes. She also made a lot of friends in the house. They had two houses. The main house was for those 6 people, and then the guest house they had was for all the people that each one of them had come stay in, so they get a chance to decide whether they want to be with them or not. So yeah, in that house she made like a few friends. So she had a friend, Anthony, Kyle, Alicia. She had a couple of friends, but at the end she got to choose her man. And Vince and Eureka, they're engaged. So yeah, that was good. Moving on, we have Ashley. She she was good at first, and then after that she started getting on my nerves. So there's one incident. So her first guy she had was Kyle. She met him at a conference one time, and she ended up hurting her leg there. So they got into an interaction with each other, and then, eventually he came to see if she had feelings for him. Then she had another one by the name of Taylor. Then she had she only had 3. And then her ex-boyfriend came back in the picture, Quinn. So there was an altercation at the pool party that they had, and Kyle was confronting Eureka because one of her friends that she liked got sent home. And it was crazy, so she was crying, and he was there, as a friend to console her. But Ashley, she thought of it as cheating. Like, mind you, all those people were there in the house every single day for weeks on end. So of course they developed a good friendship and stuff like that. But Ashley's not seeing it like that. And all the other ones just trying to tell her that, listen, this is not what's going on, and she wasn't going for it. So the other guy that came to the house at this time was Taylor, and he's kind of caught in the middle of it, and he felt some type of way. So basically, at the end, when they was leaving, one of the other person's potential booze, Claude, we're gonna get into him, but Claude called her a B, and she was kind of taken aback by it, but whatever. So eventually, through all that, she decided to send Kyle home, which was dumb, but whatever. She wouldn't let him get his 2 cents in. She's like the type of person that's like gonna, like, whatever she say goes. Like, when I'm talking, you gotta shut up and listen to what I talk. Like how a mom does a child without letting them have no say so. That's the type of vibe she was giving me. But whatever. Long story short, so Taylor and her ex-boyfriend had a conversation, and some of the stuff that Taylor was saying to Quinn was resonated with how Ashley acts. So in the long run, Taylor decided he wanted to go home because during that whole pool incident, it felt like that shouldn't have happened. She was doing too much. But yeah, he decided to go home on his own accord, so he left. And then that just gave Ashley the courage to finally think, well, maybe he was telling the truth, and maybe I did go a little overboard. So she decided to leave the show. She ended up leaving with Quinn, which was her ex-boyfriend, and she decided to think, like, maybe we should work on what we got going on and see if we can go from there. Because basically, the only reason why she had broke up with her ex-boyfriend is because he still lived at home with his parents. Yeah, she's one of those, but whatever. She ended up leaving the show, and that was that for her. Next, moving along to Jeff. Now, mind you, all these people up here are gorgeous. Like, I was like, oh, yes. So, Jeff, all of his friends, he's gay, but he had this one friend, because, and back at that time, I didn't know this, but he's from Syracuse, New York in the building. So he met one of his friends, Anthony, from 14 years old. At that time, Anthony came out as gay at that age, 14, which is a good, age to come out, whatever. So he was like very flamboyant. He was about himself. He knew what he liked, and he wasn't holding his tongue for nobody. Jeff was still in the closet at that time, so he didn't want to let nobody know that he was, feeling that way. But he was kind of curious or whatever. But whatever the case may be. So he ended up going with Anthony. Comes on a date. They had a nice date, and it was butterflies. So to say, not to say, but yeah. Then the next person that came into the picture, sorry, was Max, Mark, Alex. He had all four guys. Yes, Alex. So they all, eventually went on their dates, had a good time or whatever. Anthony, he was there for like the longest, and he kept trying to wait for a date. But he eventually got one, but he ended up going on the same date with Mark, because he eventually sent Max home the end of their date. So like week 3, it was Mark and Anthony that was still there. So eventually he come to terms to find out that he wasn't compatible with them, and he sent both of them home. And in comes Alex, which is one of his best friends. So to my understanding, Jeff, he had a lot of friends, and all his friends like wanted him. He up top, when I tell you, if y'all watch the show, you see he's gorgeous. Like I understand. So basically, all his friends liked him, and that's just what it is. So his new friend, bestie, friend Alex, he's the one that got picked at the end. He decided, to take things to a new level, because at first they was just friends with benefits. So at the end, Jeff decided to pick Alex, and he asked him to be his boyfriend. So now they're going to embark on this new chapter together, which I'm so happy for them. I'm actually happy for all of them. So it was just like, oh my gosh, to think that they went through this for weeks on end, and they finally found the one that got away. Yeah, so moving along, that's already 3 down, 3 more left. Next one we're going to is Alyssa. Now, she's tall and beautiful. She's a model, of course. When you see her, you be like, oh my God, her legs are to die for. But yes, so her first guy she met, was Nelson. When he came through the portal, you could tell it was like, okay, let me put on a brave front to think that I'm really happy he's here. But whatever. It was no butterflies for them. It was so awkward watching them walk. They didn't hold hands. They didn't do nothing. It was just like, and then when they did to go see the other people, when they went to go see the other people, she kept saying that she had to get a drink. She went to go talk to somebody else and got a drink. It was just like so awkward, and it was just like, dang, you're not gonna pick up on the hint that she's not really feeling you like that. But everybody else could sense it in the house, whether it was the main people or their guests. Everybody sensed it and felt it, and it was like, dang. So week 2 came around. She got a new person in her life, which was Travis. She actually had a crush on him, and he had a crush on her too. But at that time, he wasn't really paying her no mind, even though he thought she was beautiful. At that time, she was in school. He was a senior, and I think she was a sophomore or freshman, one of the two. But whatever, he was a couple of years older than her, so he really didn't give her no time of day. So he got a chance to go on a date with her. Oh, my bad. Nelson and her, they were mid-date when the host Betty came through and said, "You have a new guy at the portal, right?" So instead of trying to finish the date with Nelson, she eagerly got up. It was like, "Listen, I'm going to the portal to see who my next guy is," and that happens to be Travis, which is sad. It was like, dang, you really want to feel this dude, but whatever. So Travis gets there. He takes her on this nice date. They go riding in this her favorite dream car, which is a Mercedes convertible. They went and had a picnic out somewhere beautiful, and it was just a vibe. So after that, they have their date. She pulls Nelson aside and she tells him like, "I'm not feeling you, and it's time for you to do so." So he leaves, and in comes this new person, Adam. Now, this dude Adam also had a crush on her too, and basically, to his understanding, is that he wasn't really focused on a relationship because he was doing basketball at the time. So it was like, well, whatever. I know you're beautiful and all, but I got more important thing to do, which is basketball. So she liked him and he liked her. So they ended up going on their date. It was beautiful, it was magical. And after their date, she had a prom. They had a prom setting. So that was just a beautiful event. So after that, and she went back home, she was just thinking about him all the time. All the time. And in comes the new person to the portal, which was Jeff, another person she went to school with. And she was, even though he was there, she was like, the only person she kept thinking about was Adam. And it was just like, wow. So eventually, she sends home Jeff, and Adam and her, decided to take their relationship to the next level. And that was that. He gave her a promise ring at the end, and he promised to always love and support her. And that was just beautiful. I'm not trying to give you all of what's going on in the show because I also want y'all to go and check it out as well, okay? Like I said, yeah, so we go in there, but I still want you to check out some parts as well, okay? So moving right along, we have Nigel. Nigel has some baggage problems. So when he first meets Alicia, he was dating her best friend. And it's just like, he didn't even think that of it when Alicia came to the portal and was thinking like, okay, whatever. So she ends up having his date with her. They had a beautiful date or whatever. And then in comes this other girl. Dang, what was her name? Sarabella. She comes into the picture, and they have their date or whatever. And at the end, he was like, "You're not the one for me either," and let her go. And comes the girl Desi, and it's just like, okay, Desi got competition, Alicia have competition, but they don't see it at each other. They just think, well, whatever you going on with that person is what you got going on with that person. So in the end, Alicia didn't get a chance to stay, and he decided to work on things with Desi, and that's that. Last but not least, we have Casey. So her first guy is Dylan. He used to go to school with her, and they went on this beautiful day. They had a great time. It was nice. Next in comes this other guy that she had a crush on. He was her music instructor, but whatever. They had a great time on their date, but when she asked him a question like, "Do you want kids?" he was hesitant. I know if somebody asked me if I want kids, I'm like, yeah, I want kids. I want this many. I want a house. I want to pick a fence. I want a dog. I want this. I want this. I want the whole 9 yards, okay? But since he was hesitant, she had to let him go. Deuces. I'm not going to have somebody stay around and waste my time. If you want kids, cool. If you don't want kids, cool. If you don't want kids, bye. I'll go find somebody who does, okay? We got to be on the same page here for things to work out the way they want to work out. But whatever the case may be, so Dylan's still around. He's in the picture. Eventually, Steve leaves. In comes this new person, Simon. He's a gorgeous little Chinese guy. He is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Well, let me not hype my head up, but they were all beautiful in their own right, okay? So he comes into the picture. Eventually, you know, Casey realized that Dylan is not really what she was looking for. And she ends up choosing Simon at the end, which was awesome because it was like, it felt more real and natural. It flowed nicely. So, yeah. At the end, everybody chose a person that they have from their past and decided to, try to see where things lead. And that was that. But yeah, y'all can check the show out on Amazon Prime Video called The One That Got Away. It's a reality series. I actually hope they come out with a season 2 because this was definitely great to see. And it's also a great learning experience to learn how, you can love yourself and also be there to love others. And see if you can be vulnerable and open up to a potential relationship. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this recap. This was a bit long, but it's worth checking out. Please check it out, okay? Yeah, I would not be disappointed. Trust me, I wasn't. I was in awe. Had me hooked for hours at a time, okay? So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.